Today we are making falafel and also hummus with tahini flavors. Falafel is a Mediterranean dish, but it is very popular in India because it is so similar to the Indian taste and flavors we like. It is made up of chickpeas or white garbanzo beans. So let's start by soaking the chickpeas. I have taken 1 cup for falafel and a quarter cup for hummus, and I am soaking them together. After an overnight of soaking, they will double up in the size. Make sure you soak them in 5 to 6 times water. While making hummus, tahini is also added. It is because they usually have it at home. But as we make everything fresh, we don't have to make tahini separately. We'll simply add sesame seeds to our hummus because rest of the ingredients of tahini are already there in the hummus. Soak 2 teaspoons of white sesame seeds into water. I am using with husk. If you are specially buying, go for without husk, which are very white in color. They will make the hummus smoother. You can also make hummus without sesame seeds. I soaked the chickpeas for overnight. If you don't have time to soak the chickpeas overnight, just check them in 4 hours. If you are able to crack them with your nail, they are ready. I will separate half a cup of chickpeas in a bowl for hummus. So these chickpeas we'll use to make falafel and we don't have to boil them. And half a cup chickpeas will boil for hummus. Add 1.5 or 2 cups of water in cooker and steam the chickpeas for 3 whistles. After 3 whistles, release some steam and smell. If you smell cooked chickpeas, they are done. Or give 1 more whistle. We won't be using this water in our hummus, but we need enough to create the steam. Once done, open the cooker and separate the chickpeas. Let them cool down a little bit and remove the chilka or the peels you see separating from the chickpeas. Doing this will make the hummus really smooth, but in case if you don't have time, you can simply leave them in. It takes hardly any time to remove these peels. Now our sesame seeds are soaked overnight and chickpeas are also ready. Let's prepare the hummus. First, add sesame seeds, 2 to 3 cloves of garlic, and juice of half a lemon to the jar. I'm also adding few chickpeas because of the less quantity of the sesame seeds, it will be difficult to grind them. So let's grind these first. Now open the grinder jar and add about a tablespoon of olive oil to it. Actually more is better, but we'll be adding later also. And less than a teaspoon of salt. Add few more chickpeas and 2 to 3 ice cubes. Grind it again. Now open the jar and see. Adding ice cubes drastically changes the texture and makes it very smooth. Now add rest of the chickpeas and again a tablespoon of olive oil. I am also adding a tablespoon of chilled water. And now finally grind it again. A little longer and make it really smooth. Add 2-3 more ice cubes if it doesn't come out well. I am simply adding little more water to get the right consistency. Now it's perfect. Let's remove it into a bowl. Usually water is not added to hummus at all. It's made with olive oil only. But considering India's warm weather, we cannot consume that much of olive oil. I'm using Borges extra virgin olive oil that is very tasty, and I always transfer it to a dispenser bottle. Pour over some on the hummus. Crush some dried parsley and some chili flakes. That's it, but I am adding some Italian herbs for some more flavor to my taste. If you don't have dry parsley, you can simply add the fresh or maybe coriander leaves. Also, if you don't have olive oil, you can use any other oil. But when it comes to eating raw oil without cooked, olive oil is the best to consume. Although I have never tried, but I think sesame oil also will taste very good with this because we have also added sesame seeds into it. You can prepare the hummus in advance and keep it in the fridge. Our beautiful and delicious hummus is ready. Our hummus is ready. Let's prepare the falafel mix. We'll need our soaked chickpeas, 2 to 3 garlic cloves, a small 1-inch piece of ginger, 2 to 3 hot green chilies, quarter cup of coriander leaves, a quarter cup of parsley, and a large size onion. And we'll also use some cumin seeds and peppercorns. Let's add these to a grinder jar. I am adding half of the stuff first because the grinder jar is smaller in size. But putting everything will make mixing easier later. Add cumin and peppercorns according to your taste. About half a teaspoon of peppercorns and half a teaspoon of cumin seeds. If you don't like crushed peppercorns, you can simply add pepper powder. Add salt according to your taste. Now coarsely grind everything and take out in a bowl. You can also grind it fine if you like. You can also add less onion if you like, but I like to add more as it doesn't feel dry while eating. Now heat some oil in a pan, and while our oil is heating, we'll make the falafel balls. So just before making the balls, we'll add a quarter teaspoon of baking soda and a spoonful of chickpea flour, besan. Adding besan is not compulsory at all, but binding becomes easier and it absorbs the water that is released by the onions after adding salt to it. Also, whenever you make pakoras of anything, the right consistency of the batter controls on the oils it soaks while frying. Adding too much of besan will also make them dry. Once the oil is hot, add falafel balls to it. You can also bake the patties, but frying is much better in taste. The baked ones are too dry and doesn't give you the satisfaction of eating something special. If you have some remaining mix and you don't feel like frying again, then you can go for the baked patties, or maybe you can make them on the non-stick pan and roast like we make aloo tikkis. Once the color of the falafel is golden brown, take them out and fry the next batch. These falafels are so crispy from outside, but they are light and fluffy from inside because we have added baking soda to it. Falafel can be simply have with hummus or can be served with a burger, pita bread, tortillas, but I am using flatbread as this was the only option available when I ordered online. It seems it is not so fresh, but luckily the brown ones are better, and we'll continue with all these. I have cut my bread into half, and now, keeping it at the edge of the counter, make a slit with a sharp knife. I am using a steak knife here. Any thin and sharp knife will do. And create a pocket. If you find it difficult, you can make 4 pieces of a bread and then cut. If you are using a pita bread, you can lightly roast it without pressing it and then cut it with scissors and then create the pocket. That will be easier with a pita bread. The cavity should be deep inside the bread so that you can put the fillings inside and enjoy till the last bite. You can simply make it your way. Place everything on a chapati and make a roll like burrito. Now apply some olive oil or butter and toast them lightly onto a griddle. As they are nicely toasted, looks so yummy. Our falafel is also nice and hot. Let's take the salads out of the fridge and assemble everything together. Let's take our bread and apply some hummus with oil. Our falafel patties. Cucumbers, capsicum, red bell pepper, sliced onions, some fresh lettuce leaves, our pickled jalapenos. I'm also adding some mayonnaise, few cherry tomatoes that I have cut in half, and as my daughter wants a little ketchup into her falafel, And again, some more hummus on top. So our falafel is ready. It is packed with flavors and freshness, and I'm sure you will be happily busy enjoying every bit of it. Picking up some salads and dipping into the mayo and hummus, it's all so good together. And look at this. She wants more of everything in her plate. So I would suggest don't wait. Just go right to the kitchen and soak some chickpeas. Enjoy it with your choice of mocktails. Did I say cocktails? No, right? Yeah.